Welcome back to For the Record. As we continue Mental Health Awareness Month, we're focused on the subject of grief and loss. An author shares the story of his new book and how that relates to the lessons of Pittsburgh's most beloved neighbor. And I'm joined today by John Masolonis, author of this wonderful new book, Walking Each Other Home, Zachary's Mission, a Hospice for Children. Thank you for being here.
Lily, thank you so much for the invitation. Great to be back in Pittsburgh.
We're glad to have you back. Tell me a little bit about this book. What led you to this?
It's been a long way. It's been a long time to get to this particular moment in time. After my grandmother passed in the summer of 2013, I actually grew up in the Western New York area in Buffalo, so very close to Pittsburgh. And when she passed, really my life transformed in so many different ways. I really knew that life was about giving back and being of service. That really was the catalyst for an awakening for myself. I was given a diagnosis of testicular cancer shortly thereafter. And that really was a reminder for me to be able to learn to love myself even more and to give back and to be of service in a greater level. And so I ended up making the cross-country move, a 2,500-mile journey from Buffalo to San Diego, because Zachary's mission in the story, which we'll talk about, is in many respects my mission. And so I wanted to take the time to create this story to be able to eventually bring a children's hospice to life in San Diego. And so many people know me as the children's author publicist, so I have the opportunity to help others share their stories. But it was really important for me after nearly 10 years to be able to share this meaningful story and bring it to life, to be able to help families, especially who have lost a little one, whether it be unexpectedly or as the result of something that they've moved through for a long period of time.
You know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I think an important facet of that would be grief. You know, it's not always acknowledged in those two guidances together. Why do you think this is such an important story to tell?
When little ones end up losing their lives and families move through the most traumatic of pain possible, they know that they're being remembered, the families are being remembered, and that their child is being remembered. It really creates more meaningful connection as well as hope in the process in a world where it can look like things are going in the opposite direction. When you kind of compile everything else that families go through when they lose a little one, they really need to know that they're fully supported along the way. And that was also one of the main reasons for me bringing this children's book to life as well, too.
How do you hope this helps families facing that unimaginable thought?
Knowing the fact that, just as in the story, there's 4 earth angels that help Zachary bring the children's hospice to life to raise the necessary funds, when you're moving through these challenging moments, it can seem like you're all alone in many respects, that no one really understands you as well, too. So to be able to take the time to show them the support that they need and to let them know that even though they are moving through these challenging times, that things can and eventually will get better, but most importantly, that the life and the memory of their little one will live on forever.
It's such an important thought. You know, I know you have previously quoted Mr. Rogers.
I have, yes.
As in and around children's books, I'm sure you spent a lot of time being very familiar with Mr. Rogers. You know, I think of anything mentionable is manageable. Talk about how Mr. Rogers' philosophy can help families.
It's interesting because it's been about 20 years since he passed, but it feels like he's still here, especially every time that I visit Pittsburgh twice per year. I feel his memory, I feel his spirit, and I feel his presence. And it's still interesting because so many years after he passed, when families, educators, whenever someone is helping a little one to move through grief and loss, or if they've been moving through grief and loss in their own way, still one of the most downloaded videos. We go back to when Mr. Rogers shared the memory of losing his goldfish. So this is however many decades ago, and you know, technology and television has transformed over the years, but something about the way that Fred Rogers communicated about death and grief and loss is really timeless. It provides comfort beyond words. And it's interesting because when I was moving through my own journey after the passing of my grandmother, it was interesting because I said, can the universe more or less just send me like a gentle, compassionate, masculine role model of sorts? And it feels like Fred Rogers' presence and spirit came back into my life to the point where actually over the last 4 years, I've had the opportunity to co-host one of the most popular children's book review programs in the country with David Newell, who played Mr. McFeely on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So it's interesting, like when we connect to Fred and his heart, we know that he's still with us in different ways, shapes, and forms. And I'm very blessed that that's happening in my life too.
That's very special. What else do you want to touch on? What do you feel like I didn't ask that you feel is very important to express or share?
I feel that it's interesting because for many years and decades, this kind of seemed like a taboo subject. You know, everyone would want to talk about the rainbows and gumdrops of life. But in life, we have contrast and we have polarity. And if we can take the time to express our emotions, when we can feel our feelings, whether it be regarding grief and loss, whether it be something that's even if we're just having a little bit of a sad day, it's important that we know in our hearts that we can move through whatever it is that we're moving through, and that we can transform our pain into purpose, that we can channel whatever it is that we're moving through into something greater, especially when it comes to giving back and helping others and making the world a better place.
Keep it here. A look at what's ahead next week on For the Record is right after the break.